This week on KUJH, we will take a look at how the proposed stadium renovations have stirred optimism for the Jayhawks.
Coming up on KUJH, we'll find out how a local small business is being impacted by Queen Elizabeth II's death. I'm Bella Line with more on the story.
And Kansas football is going into week 3 undefeated. More about it later in the show.
Live from the studio in Stauffer Flint at the University of Kansas, you're watching KUJH News.
Welcome back to KUJH. I'm Margaret Cagdis.
And I'm Ciro Seo.
Ciro, I hear you have new information regarding the stadium renovations. Tell us about that.
Thanks, Margaret. KU and KU Athletics have released limited information regarding their proposed $350 million stadium renovations. Over the last 2 decades, KU's Memorial Stadium has seen very little progress when it comes to proposed renovations. However, since Athletic Director Travis Goff has been involved in April 2021, the ball has been rolling. Goff was an associate athletic director for 7 years at Tulane, where he led fundraising for a 30,000-seat stadium that opened in 2014. During his 9 years as deputy athletic director at Northwestern, the Wildcats raised more than $400 million for new athletic facilities. The difference between this stadium proposal and the ones in the past is public funding. Local economic development and public funding are both new options for this stadium.
I know they're trying to build just the program and just the atmosphere around it in general, so part of that would be spending more money on the stadium. They have just advertisements around the building that show kind of the renderings and stuff, and then a lot of people just around the building have talked about it and what improvements could be made.
KU has alluded to building different sort of stores alongside toppers to create a dining and retail environment that surrounds the stadium.
We get very busy on game days. As you know, everybody tailgates out here on this field right here, and, we're the only business right now on Mississippi Street.
AD Travis Goff has asked all the right questions about the stadium, which are looking at the broader university outcomes that KU can use to help facilitate with this project stadium and how this renovation helps impact the Lawrence community or the state and the region as an economic driver. Unlike former athletic director Jeff Long, Travis Goff seems optimistic that KU and KU Athletics' plan makes fiscal sense for all parties involved to renovate Lawrence Memorial Stadium so it'll last for the next 100 years. I'm Ciro Seo, and this is KUJH News. In addition to creating a new gateway to campus with an upgraded home for KU football, there are hopes to create a multi-purpose venue out of the renovation. The multi-purpose space would incorporate conference space, entertainment capabilities, retail, dining, healthcare services, and other facilities that support economic development.
Apologies for the technical difficulties. For more information about the proposed stadium renovations, go to kuathletics.com. On Thursday, September 8th, the world was made aware of Queen Elizabeth II's passing. Bella Line joins us live from downtown Lawrence outside of Brits, a British import store.
Yes, Margaret, we're here on Mass Street in front of Brits. They sell British imports and also royal family merchandise. We were able to meet with the owner to ask them a little bit about what they've seen with the business since the Queen's passing on Thursday. Brits on Massachusetts Street's owner Sally Helm said she started the store in 1995 and hopes to bring a little bit of the country she had fallen in love with home with her. In light of the Queen's recent passing, the store has been quite popular.
Well, over the past week, it's definitely been anything to do with the Queen, but we do sell a lot of tea. The Queen has always been popular. We've always had Queen merchandise here. Maybe it's even just a corgi, a little stuffed corgi, but anything that's related to her. There's a lot of books. We don't have any books now, but there's always, mugs or something that's related to the Queen. So that will continue because she'll always be popular, really. And then we've had our first distributor say they'll have their King Charles mugs out in March.
The store has continued to grow in the Lawrence area and is even a destination for many located outside of Douglas County.
I was looking for a yellow duck for my daughter-in-law, basically because with all the stuff going on with the Queen, if I could find one from England, I thought it would just been fitting for.
The store is already working on replenishing royal family merchandise. Reporting in Lawrence, I'm Bella Line.
KUJH News.
I'll be interested to see what new royal family merchandise they're able to get in within the next couple of weeks. All right, back to you guys.
Next up, we have weather with Halen Willett. Halen, give us a quick look at the coming week. We are ready for fall.
It's going to have to be put on a hold for just a little bit longer, as it's certainly feeling a little bit more like summer out there right now. We've got those mostly clear skies out there right now, but check out these temperatures. We're in those upper 80s and lower 90s across the region. 88 right now here in Lawrence, but good news, we do have a little wind out there that is trying to help cool us down a little bit, blowing from the south-southeast at around 15 miles per hour with gusts up to 20 miles per hour. But we'll continue to see temperatures drop for the rest of this evening, eventually back down into those upper 60s once we get close to 11 o'clock this evening, with some increasing cloud cover, and going to be still expecting some more summer-like conditions for the next couple of days. But good news is that we could be seeing a little chance of rain later on this weekend. But again, as mentioned before, summer is still looking to stick around towards next week. But just more details on how warm it's going to be next week, that's all coming up in your full look at weather.
For that update, Halen, we're hoping this cool weather sticks around for a while this fall. We will be back right after this short break.
National champions deserve a clean campus. Don't wait for other Jayhawks to pick up your mess. Keep the University of Kansas clean.
Welcome back to KUJH. You may have watched the 74th Emmys this week, but if you didn't, here's Margaret to tell us all about it.
Thanks, Zero. And that's right, many fan favorites won awards. Zendaya won her second Emmy in a row for her role as Rue on Euphoria. She made history as the first black woman to win a lead actress in a drama series twice. The actress gave thanks to show creator Sam Levinson, saying, "For believing in me, and even in moments when I didn't believe in myself." Apple show Ted Lasso struck gold and walked away with 4 Emmys, including one for Outstanding Comedy Series. Lea Michele took to the stage to star in the Broadway musical Funny Girl. The actress is best known for her role as Rachel Berry on Glee, but Funny Girl played a large role in her character development on the show. Made popular by Barbra Streisand, the musical is based on the life of comedian and star Fanny Brice. The show is currently scheduled to run on Broadway until March of 2023, and Michelle will be headlining every show except Thursday evenings. Disney hosted its D23 Expo on Sunday to announce its upcoming releases for both Pixar and Disney. Movies like Hocus Pocus 2 and Peter Pan and Wendy were given official posters, while Haunted Mansion, the popular parks ride, will be released in the next few years. Pixar also announced Inside Out 2 and a TV show that will run on Disney+. This has been your entertainment update. I'm Margaret Cagdis. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for that, Margaret. Coming up after the break, Halen Whitehite is bringing the weather. Stay tuned.
You may not hear it at first, but it's there. Our chant, rising. On this summit, callings converge, voices unify into a chorus that sounds out for good. For greatness. Can you hear it?
Welcome back to KUJH. Here's Halen Whitehite with our weather forecast.
It's certainly been feeling like more summer today than it has been the last couple of days. We did get to enjoy a little bit of a false fall last weekend, but now we're finally back into those upper 80s and lower 90s across the region right now. Still 88 here in Lawrence, Kansas, 94 in Hays, Kansas, 92 in Wichita, Kansas, and 89 in Omaha, Nebraska right now. So plenty of heat is still going around. I mean, we're getting very close to the beginning of fall, which is actually a week from tomorrow. So hopefully we'll start start to see temperatures try to get a little bit cooler next week, but it's not looking like to be the case. But it is very quiet here in the Central Plains, though. Again, we've been dealing with these mostly sunny to sunny conditions for the last couple of days. Very quiet all across the U.S., although looking into the Atlantic, though, it's been a little bit of an awkward season, but we are now finally monitoring Tropical Depression 7 currently in the Atlantic that is projected to become a tropical storm that will eventually make its way towards Puerto Rico, but not expected to become a hurricane, but rather, again, just a tropical storm. But that is the only storm out there right now. Again, it's kind of quiet everywhere. It's quiet in the Atlantic, and it's been quiet here as well, but you can start to see some more cloud activity off to the west, as we are going to be tracking a little bit of a shortwave trough system that is going to move later into Friday. But also, too, you probably have noticed it's very hazy out there, and that's because there has been a lot of wildfire activity to the northwest of us, especially in parts of Idaho and then Montana as well. So that's why we're seeing a really big plume of smoke all across the Central Great Plains right now, and it's probably going to continue to last for the next couple of days. So air quality counts are not going to be that great, but temperatures are going to be a little bit nicer tonight, though. We've got 62 degrees as our low for tonight, increasing cloud cover with those south winds still blowing at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now tomorrow, still around the same temperatures as we were today, in those upper 80s, 80 as our high with those partly cloudy skies. A little on the breezier side, we'll see those winds kicking up from the south still, but at 10 to 15 miles per hour and gusts up to 20 miles per hour. So with a little bit more wind, definitely want to take note of these pollen counts. So tree pollen is obviously still low, as well as mold counts, but those grass and ragweed pollen counts are going to be on that mild to, or high to extreme conditions for the next couple of days. So allergy sufferers, please take it easy out there. Make sure you want to take your allergy medications, as again, it's going to get a little bit more on the stuffier side the next couple days. But also too, we are going to be tracking just a little bit of some rain arriving once we get into Friday morning. We're tracking this little bit, again, a shortwave trough system. Best timing is probably going to be between Friday morning to early Friday afternoon. Very spotty showers potentially for your Friday, but not going to last all too long, as again, we're going to dry out quickly once we get into the weekend, and especially once we get into next week. Going to be watching this ridge system continue to build over the Central Great Plains. And again, that's why it's going to get quite hot going into next week. And even the Climate Prediction Center has put out for the next 10 days a little bit more of those abnormally warmer temperatures going into next week. And the 7-day forecast will certainly show that as well. So we're still in the upper 80s for now, but then by the weekend, we're back into those 90s. So very summer-like temperatures for the next couple of days, and eventually maybe reaching to those mid-90s towards the beginning of next week. And we're still in those 90s for a majority of next week. So definitely not fall yet, but definitely want to take it easy out there, as it is still going to be feeling like summer next week.
Stay tuned after the break for an update about KU football.
From adversity, we rose. We made history and became pioneers, voyagers, champions, Jayhawks. And when our chant rises, haunting and hallowed, Jayhawks are telling the world what's near. Victory.
Welcome back to KUJH. The KU football program had their first 2-0 start since 2011 the past few weeks. Soleil Rucker has more on the Jayhawks and the amazing start to their season.
That's right. I'm Soleil Rucker, and this is your sports update. The Kansas Jayhawks opened their season with an incredible start. They hosted Tennessee Tech at their home opener. Jalen Daniels threw 189 yards, and Devin Neal took a handoff 80 yards for a score and finished with 108 yards, rushing and 2 touchdowns. Jacoby Bryant, now named the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week, even got a 61-yard touchdown off a blocked field goal. This certainly set the tone for the rest of the game. With the Jayhawks' revamped defense, they held off the Golden Eagles on 93 yards, rushing on 43 carries, with a final score of 56-10. The Jayhawks traveled to Morgantown, West Virginia. They fought until the very end, forcing overtime. Jalen Daniels threw 3 touchdown passes and 1 in overtime. In the final play of the game, Jacoby Bryant returned an interception. Kansas defeated West Virginia 55-42. This is the first time Kansas is 2-0 since 2011 and the first time beating the Mountaineers since 2013. Coach Leipold said, "We've talked about just gaining confidence, and this team hasn't had a lot of that. Anna Ambrose has more about that live from David Booth Stadium.
That's right, Soleil. The 2-0 Jayhawks are headed down to take on the Houston Cougars this weekend. Head coach Lance Leipold said in his press conference yesterday that after the overtime win against West Virginia last weekend, it made this team believe that anything like that can happen on the field. The Jayhawks have been in the headlines with back-to-back Big 12 Defensive Players of the Week. Lonnie Phelps named after Tennessee Tech in Week 1, and Kobe Bryant named after this past weekend against West Virginia. You can catch the game this Saturday against Houston at 3 p.m. Central on ESPNU. I'm
Anna, that wraps up sports for this week. Don't forget to tune into the Jayhawks as they take on University of Houston at 3 p.m. Central Time. Back to you, Ciro and Margaret.
Thanks, Soleil, for that sports update.
Coming up, learn how magazines can connect college students. Stay tuned.
Walking alone in a college town can be dangerous, no matter the time of day. Lawrence might seem like a small town, but there is still tons of crime that happens. You never know where and or when people are planning to attack, so it is better to be safe than sorry. Being by yourself is never the answer. That's why people should always walk within a buddy system. Having at least 3 people to walk with can help with getting home safer. Going out in a bigger group is definitely the way to go, so everyone can be assured they are safe. If walking home isn't an option, calling KU Safe Ride is the next best option, or ordering an Uber with your friends. Stay safe and always keep a buddy with you.
Welcome back to KUJH.
If you're looking to make friends on campus, check out the Emily Taylor Center.
The Emily Taylor Center is hosting zine making nights in the fall, where students are able to come and work on the collaborative zine or work on a zine of their own. Freshman Monty Protest is going to tell us his definition of what a zine is.
How my dad always described it was magazines without the MAGA, which is really funny to me because zines originated from like the punk rock genre, specifically like Riot Girl. It's a really empowering movement and it can really vary, but it's a way to get emotion out. And it's a simple way to do it. It's a simple way to convey an idea. It's got a rich history, like I said, with punk rock and Riot Girl. It's got it's super accessible. Anybody can really do it. You just need a piece of paper and maybe a pencil.
If you're interested in zine making, you can visit the Emily Taylor Center website to find the next meeting time or request a zine kit from the Emily Taylor Center email.
Thank you for watching KUJH. Tune in next week at 4 p.m.
For more coverage, be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter and to visit our website at tv.ku.edu.
Have a good evening.